Another thing I get questions about is the tools that I use. I have my mirror with me when I'm working on the face, or even in the neck. You really want to see the details there for the figure sculpture. I have a lot of other little tools over here that I keep in this little rotating shelving storage unit. I found this at my local craft store, and it's got all different kinds of pockets inside. And in order to support some of my shorter tools without losing them, I put a piece of foam down inside some of these so that my shorter tools won't get so far down that I can't see them because they tilt over and you can't really find them very easily. I have a ruler. I got this from my clay store, actually. They gave it to me for free when I had an order over a certain dollar amount. And so I keep it and I scrape my table clean with the edge of this. And it's a really nice broad edge that scrapes everything down and I can get all the clay off. I have a bucket that I keep on my tabletop, and all the little scraps and bits as I carve off, I tend to stick in this little bucket, and I'll wipe my tools off and scrape the edges off, and it all goes into this little bucket. And that way I don't have so much trash piling up on my table, because you end up with all these lumps everywhere and you're constantly having to clean. I'm also finding that it's easier to clean up my mess while everything is leather hard before it completely dries, because by the time it's really dried, it's really stuck on there and you're creating a lot of dust, scraping that stuff off, and it's not really good for your nasal passages and your lungs, especially if you're going to be doing this for a career. You end up exposing yourself to this day after day, and you want to minimize that as much as you can, inhaling all that dust. I've also started making some of my own tools. I went to the craft store and I bought a bunch of different balls, a bunch of different sizes, dowels of different widths to support the balls, and I just got a drill and some wood glue, and I would put everything into this little clamp as I was working on it. I have a little vise here, and I would put the ball in there as I was drilling down, and then just when the hole's big enough, just pop it in with some wood glue and let it set, and there it is. So sometimes you want to be able to get down inside of a sculpture and work from inside. I like to work hollow, so you can really get the tools down inside and press, and it's a fast way to make quick changes to a sculpture. If you can press from the outside as well as the inside, you can get a lot of undulations around the muscles and joints and things like that. So definition is good with these. A lot of people in ceramics have a lot of little wooden spoons and things, and you'll paddle your pieces and tap them in and tap them out from the inside. If they're hollow, that helps a lot. But you don't want to do this until your piece is fairly leather hard, otherwise you can do a lot of damage and squish up your piece. My favorite tools are a lot of little things like this. And it's funny because this is a sculpty tool. It's not really made for regular water-based clay. But I find that I can really get into a lot of nice little tiny spots and get some good detail with this. So same with this little thing, and I did find this one at the clay store. I like this one a lot. It's one of my favorites. And you can find these at the clay store, and it's got a flat, almost like a Phillips head end right here, and a little sharp tip right here. In a few minutes I'll show you what I'll do with these. I took another one, the same thing that I had gotten at the same store, and I took some sandpaper and I just rounded off this edge this way and rounded off this tip, because I didn't always want a hard point. Sometimes you want to get in there and have something with a soft indentation, and so I needed one of those for that.